Let's take a look at new Twins pitcher Shaun Anderson here. You can see he's just rolling through some highlights here. He gets Tatis with the slider. Nice little slider that he has. That's sort of the big thing people are mentioning because that's sort of a calling card of the Twins right now, and he definitely has a nice slider. But also, this is a guy who, averages about 95 miles per hour with his fastball. Certainly difficult to catch up to that. I think he topped out at 97. We're going to see here toward the end. But, looking back to 2019, he also has some changeups that looks nice. I'm guessing that was a bit of an inconsistent pitch for him, which is how he ended up back in the bullpen. But looks pretty good at just sort of cherry picking some of the nice ones he threw. But here again, here's that 97 mile per hour fastball. Ooh. And here's the full details from Dan Hayes of The Athletic. He does a nice job wrapping this up. The Twins are getting Shaun Anderson from the Giants. LaMonte Wade is going to San Francisco. Happy for him. He's going to get some more opportunity there. It was really difficult with all the outfield. Even without Rosario, there's still just tons of outfield guys. So it's going to be difficult for Wade, who's 27 already, to find opportunities here. Anderson was a bullpen guy at Florida, but Boston drafted him, let him start in the minors. He did make it all the way to the majors as a starter, but was pretty unsuccessful in a starting role in 2019, so the Giants moved him back to the bullpen. I certainly think, if he has some things to iron out, it's much more likely he gets that done in the bullpen, so I expect the Twins to be looking at him as a bullpen piece going forward. But the nice thing is he has two options, so the Twins can send him down to the minor leagues to work on some stuff if there's some long-term projects he has. And the Twins also added Alex Colomé recently. I recorded a video on him about a month ago when the Twins were first linked to him, and I'm going to share a bit of that video. But before we get into that, I just want to note how interesting the structure of this contract is, as reported by Betsy Helfand here of the Pioneer Press. It is a 1-year deal with an option, and that's a mutual option. So she really wraps it up perfectly here. It could be 1 year, $5 million. It could be 1 year, 6.25, or 2 years, 10.5 million. So interesting structure. I think Colomé is not a guy that does a lot for me personally. Like, I don't think he's as good as Trevor May, for example, even though he's been a very productive closer for the White Sox. But let's go back to that video recorded last month and kind of get into the details on why that is. This is a guy who was very successful for the White Sox last year with a 0.81 ERA. Doesn't get much better than that. However, that came with a 17.8 strikeout percentage, incredibly low. And let's take a look at who this guy is. He's a cutter specialist now, essentially. He threw his cutter 71% of the time in 2020. It's a very good pitch.
One more strike to get. There it is! 3 in a row.
And he mixes that in with a 94 mile per hour fastball, in which he threw 29% of the time. As you can see here on these Baseball Savant sliders, lots of red. That's positive. Does an incredible job at controlling contact, but again, look at the strikeouts, and it doesn't even come with an above average walk rate. He still walks quite a bit of guys.